Hey, Aaron here from Superior Singing Method, and this is Sing with Power for beginners. For beginners, but this is good for anybody. Even for advanced singers, this idea could be really helpful to help you move to the next level. Okay, so resonators. We have a bunch of different resonators: our nasal cavity, our mouth, the back of the throat, even our chest. We have all these resonators that are helping us sing well. Now, your resonators are perfect. We're not trying to make your resonators better. They're exactly perfect just how they are. What we want to do is we want to clear away whatever's blocking those resonators from working at full capacity so you can sing with the most amount of power. Make sense? And so, since the goal of singing is to turn air into sound as quickly as possible, through a vibrating larynx and vibrating vocal cords, what's really important is that first phrase right out of the gate, like the first, we call it the onset. It makes sense. Onset. I don't know why that makes sense, but it makes sense to me. The onset of the exercise, the onset of the phrase. And what we want to avoid is like a breathy type of vocal. We want to turn it to sound, air to sound as quickly as possible, right? And so an example of that would be like ga, 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 right? You're not getting breathiness, you're getting sound and chord closure right away, right? So the opposite of that is where you don't have great chord closure, and that's more of like a breathy vocal. And again, breathy vocals, I have nothing against breathy vocals in general. It's a nice little color that you can add to something, but nobody wants to hear you sing breathy all the time. I was listening to Driver's License like everybody else, and I noticed that she sprinkles in on a bit with like, you said forever, now I drive alone past your street. See, it's really breathy, and it's kind of cool, and it feels kind of emotional, and so we like it. You know what I mean? But if she sang the entire song like that, we'd be like, it would be too much. But a nice little touch here, it's like, oh, I could feel that. It feels emotional, right? And there's like a little passion there, but that's not what we want for the whole thing. We want it to be connected, because most of her stuff is very connected, and she has a really great voice, but just a little color. So anyway, the onset exercise is going to help you get that connected thing, and then occasionally you can splash in some of the breathier vocals. Okay, so what I want to do to help you get that air, right? We're turning air to sound as quickly as possible, right? This onset exercise is give you an onset exercise. Okay, because the beginning of the phrase, the onset, is going to determine the rest of the phrase, okay? And then if we take that to its logical end, the beginning of the phrase is going to determine what the rest of the phrase is, but the entire song is just a bunch of beginning phrases and full phrases, right? So basically, the beginning of your phrases is going to determine how the entire song sounds, pretty much. So let's do the exercise. So you're going to use that that consonant sound that I was doing earlier, the g. But what I want to do is I want to go from g to ah, not like a ah, not like a super wide ah, but like ga, where it's a little more close, like ga, like that, to where it's still a little bit coming out of your nose, because I don't want you to hurt your voice. But so the ga, but I want it to be like ga, and I don't know if you can't do that full range, you could start lower or whatever. But I just want it to basically be like a full octave. That's what I'm climbing up the ga, if you want, wherever your vocal range is. But the idea of this is that the G acts as almost like a starting block for a sprinter that like helps launch them forward. So this is going to help that onset of that phrase, which is going to help that entire phrase, which is going to help the entire song, because the entire song is just filled with startings and middles of phrases, right? So try this with me. Ga. And I want you to do that just for a couple of minutes. If you can, I know it's like a full octave or whatever. And so I don't expect you to do it at a bunch of different levels of your range. But if you just do that maybe 5 or 10 times as one of your exercises, I think that'll help you get that onset exercise. Click the link below, by the way. I've got what is your number one singing killer, which is pretty cool, because if you can find out what your number one singing killer is and eliminate it, you eliminate a bottleneck, and it kind of opens up. If you want to see, because I know you probably want this, like who doesn't want this, you want to do some small things that have just a massive result, right? So one thing is getting rid of that, whatever your number one singing killer is, that opens things up, and you get one of those big leaps, becoming better as a singer. So click the link below if you're interested in that, and got some free content for you once you find, free video to help whatever your number one singing killer is and all that stuff. So look, I'm glad you're here. You listened all the way through this video, which makes me think that you are committed to this, and that's what this takes. It doesn't take talent to be a good singer. It takes commitment. It takes a true desire, and it takes commitment over a certain amount of time. It's not going to happen tomorrow. I'm sorry if that's what you were hoping. Nothing good in our lives comes quickly. Nothing good that lasts and has like a lasting fulfillment comes really fast. I'm sorry, I wish it did. That's just not how the world works, and singing's not any different. But having said that, you can do it if you're committed to it and you really want it, and it seems like you are, because I'm rambling on and you're still listening to me. All right, so click the link below, hit the notification bell, because I'm doing a bunch of new videos right now if you want to be notified. Notification bell. Yeah, like it if you like it. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think, and if there's anything else that you want from these videos, because I'm here for you. All right, click the link below. See you next time.